Order. Question number 6 in McKelvie.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My question is to the Ministry for Primary Industries. What reports has he received on the outlook for the primary sector exports?
The Honourable Nathan Guy.
Situation outlook for primary industries for 2015 highlights the medium to long-term outlook for our primary sectors is indeed positive, while SOPI forecasts that some sectors like dairying will experience short-term volatility. Overall primary sector exports should increase by 17% to $41 billion by 2019. Importantly, SOPI highlights the long-term trend of global income and population growth, particularly on our Asian doorstep. This will provide an opportunity for New Zealand to continue growing its customer base for sustainable economic growth, indeed boosting the regions.
Speaker.
Supplementary question in McKelvie.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. What does the situation outlook for primary industries 2015 highlight about the short-term volatility in the dairy sector?
The Honourable Nathan Guy.
Speaker, SOPI highlights that large price peaks are often followed by price falls and then recoveries. At the moment, the world is pretty much awash with milk. China has taken longer than expected to come back into the market. The removal of the European milk quotas is expected to increase the world's supply of milk. The Russian sanctions are also having an impact on some of our traditional markets. However, as this report highlights, the medium to long-term outlook for the dairy sector is very positive. Just one example, Mr. Speaker, a 1% increase in income is estimated to increase the demand for dairy products by 0.8%. As the incomes of developing countries increase, so will the demand for New Zealand dairy products.
Supplementary question in McKelvie.
What is the outlook for our other primary sectors?
The Honourable Nathan Guy.
Speaker, that's a very good question. Strong growth in the meat, horticulture and seafood sectors have helped to partially offset any decrease in the dairy sector and have very strong outlooks. In the meat sector, beef export revenue is up by 30%, and we are likely to fill our US quota for the first time ever. Total meat and wool exports are expected to increase by almost 11% to $9 billion by 2019. Strong growth in kiwi fruit and wine exports are driving horticulture export revenue past $4 billion and forecast to reach $4.6 billion by 2019. Seafood export earnings are forecast to reach $1.8 billion by 2019, driven primarily by aquaculture planned expansion growth.
Question number 7, Grant Robertson.